Education as an equalizer, I agree with you, Nyandarua and Wajir, because I worked in the two places. I will, once you give me permission to assume office, discuss with members of parliament from Northern Kenya, because I also understand the program so much, having worked there for almost 3 years.
That you worked in Nyandarua and also in Wajir. From your experience, those two regions are Kenya, but the education standards are obviously very different. Where more from Nyandarua access higher education, going to universities and higher colleges of learning, the same numbers are unlikely to be attracted from Wajir. If the House is going to give you this job, what are some of the measures you are likely to do so that those who live in outlying districts in this country also, by virtue of getting almost equal education, that they consider themselves as Kenyans? Finally, during Amina Mohammed, after consultation, I'm just following up what Honorable Chair there was asked by Dr. Hassan. She said that those from Northern Kenya with the grade of D+ can access teacher training colleges, so that as many of them from the local environment will remain there and teach the local children. Because the experience we have, those from outside the ASAL areas, they get employed, they stay 1 year, and they buy themselves out of those areas. And that is why a school with 8 classes, that is from standard 1 to 8, actually likely to end up with 2 teachers. But also this is exacerbated by the issue of insecurity. Once there is a firefight, then the teachers from other parts of Kenya, actually, they run away from Northern Kenya. So what are some of the initiatives you are likely to undertake so that as many as you could get of the local cadre that is likely to join teaching? Thank you, Chair.
Sure.
Thank you, Honourable Chair, and I think the worry that Northern Kenya has is that's why they had to try and get to you, because they're not sure if maybe we'll ask the same question that you just asked. And Mheshimiwa Machogu, I'll just put more emphasis on what Dr. and Mheshimiwa Raso said. Dr. Amina, when she was at this education, she had a program which was just to at least cover Northern Kenya in the short term and help them get teachers. Because you can imagine, as Dr. Hassan said, that there are only 2 teachers in a whole school. Maybe you might have 300-400 students. You don't expect those kids to get the same education with maybe students here in Nairobi. Please, if you are approved, consider Dr. Amina's proposals.
Education as an equalizer, I agree with you, Nyandarua and Wajir, because I worked in the 2 places. I will, once you give me permission to assume office, discuss with members of parliament from Northern Kenya, because I also understand the program so much, having worked there for almost 3 years. I know that even matter security, because when I was in Wajir, before I went there, I used to be a lot of banditry, and we were able to deal with it. By the time I was leaving Wajir, there was no banditry. So one other thing, I will be able to liaise very closely with my counterpart in internal security. We deal with that problem. 2, I propose that we must have a way forward and domesticate this in a way that even if we have in-service courses, and I think Teacher Service Commission has no option in some of these things, because we cannot be able to move ahead when another part of the country is actually lagging behind, And the solution is not going to come from anywhere. We have to have homegrown solutions. So I will be with you in this, and I assure you that we should be able to get a solution. And one of them is low-cost boarding schools, because the nature and the lifestyle of our people in northern Kenya is nomadic. Sometimes they are able to move from one place to another. So establishment of low-cost boarding schools will also be one of the issues that I will be able to look into.